A dark, rainy night in Yekaterinburg, 1918. The Romanov family, under house arrest, hears the approach of their executors, among them, a young girl named Anastasia. Our journey unravels the enigma of Anastasia Romanov, the youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II. Packed with drama, history, and cutting-edge science, we'll delve into a century-old mystery that has intrigued the world. At the heart of our exploration, a burning question. Could the youngest Romanov have eluded death's grip? Born into the last royal family of Russia, Anastasia Romanov lived a life of opulence and privilege. The youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II, Anastasia was a spark of joy within the gilded walls of the Winter Palace. Her days were filled with elaborate parties, exquisite gowns, and the best education the early 20th century had to offer. The Romanovs were the epitome of wealth and power, living in a world far removed from the ordinary Russian citizen. However, beyond the grandeur of the palace, the seeds of discontent were growing. The early 1900s were a time of great turmoil in Russia. The country was in the grip of poverty, famine, and a growing resentment towards the aristocracy. The Romanovs, with their extravagant lifestyle, were seen as the embodiment of an outdated and unjust system. This unrest culminated in the Russian Revolution of 1917, a seismic shift that would forever change the nation's course. With the rise of the Bolsheviks, the Romanovs were stripped of their titles and privileges. They were placed under house arrest in the Alexander Palace, their opulent world reduced to a few rooms. The family, once the symbol of Russian power and prestige, was now at the mercy of the revolutionaries. Their lives had been irrevocably altered, their future uncertain. As the revolution raged on, the Romanovs were moved to the Ipatiev house in Yekaterinburg, a place that would later be known as the House of Special Purpose. The once powerful family was now confined to a few rooms, their fate hanging in the balance. But as Russia descended into chaos, the Romanovs' fate was sealed, or was it? There are whispers of a daring escape, of a young girl who managed to slip through the cracks of history. Did Anastasia Romanov, the youngest daughter, elude the grim fate that befell her family? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this century-old mystery, piecing together the puzzle of Anastasia Romanov's enigmatic life and purported survival. In the turmoil following the Romanovs' execution, rumors began to circulate. In the chaos and confusion of revolutionary Russia, stories emerged of a young woman bearing a striking resemblance to the youngest Romanov princess, seen in remote corners of the vast country and even across Europe. These were not just whispers in the wind, but were often backed by tangible, albeit circumstantial, evidence. One account tells of a bewildered girl rescued from a frozen river in the dead of winter, her memory a blank canvas, her identity a mystery. Another speaks of a young woman found wandering the streets of Berlin, her past shrouded in a veil of amnesia, yet her mannerisms and knowledge hinting at a royal upbringing. Yet another tale comes from a village on the outskirts of Siberia, where an enigmatic woman lived in seclusion, her piercing blue eyes and regal bearing setting her apart from her humble surroundings. She shared stories of a lavish life in a faraway palace, of balls and banquets, of tutors and travels, stories that seemed far too detailed and vivid to be mere fabrications. But it wasn't just in Russia or Europe. Across the Atlantic, in the bustling city of New York, a woman named Anna Anderson fought a decades-long legal battle, claiming to be the lost Romanov princess. Her story, filled with dramatic twists and turns, kept the legend of Anastasia alive in the public imagination. These stories, these claims, were they just elaborate hoaxes, the desperate attempts of lost souls seeking identity and purpose in a world turned upside down? Or could one of them have been the real Anastasia, the young princess who, against all odds, managed to slip through the fingers of death? As we delve deeper into these legends of escape, let's remember that truth often proves stranger than fiction. And in the case of Anastasia Romanov, the line between the two is tantalizingly blurred. But were these claims merely wishful thinking, or could one of them have been the real Anastasia? With advancements in technology, scientists began to search for the truth. As the mystery of Anastasia Romanov continued to bewitch the world, the advent of modern science offered a glimmer of hope. Could the riddle be solved once and for all? Could we finally separate fact from fiction? Forensic science was one of the first tools brought to bear. Anthropologists, armed with their knowledge of human anatomy and skeletal remains, plunged headlong into the fray. They studied the bones unearthed from the supposed Romanov burial site, meticulously comparing them to historical records and photographs of the family. Yet, the results were inconclusive, leaving the door of doubt ajar. As the years rolled on, DNA analysis emerged as a powerful ally in the quest for truth. This new science offered the potential to crack the code of our genetic heritage, to trace the invisible threads that link us to our ancestors. And so, scientists turned their gaze to the descendants of the Romanov line, hoping to find a match with the remains discovered at the burial site. In a painstaking process, they sequenced the DNA of the bones, then compared it to samples taken from surviving Romanov relatives. The anticipation was palpable, the world holding its breath, waiting for the revelation that could change history. But the results, like so many times before, were not as clear-cut as one might hope. Some fragments matched, others did not, and the mystery of Anastasia's fate continued to elude us. Finally, we come to the most recent investigations, utilizing cutting-edge technology to analyze age progression and facial recognition. Using photographs of Anastasia and the women who claimed to be her, scientists endeavored to find a match. But here too, the results were mixed, offering tantalizing hints of a connection but no definitive proof. And yet, even science couldn't provide a definitive answer. This perhaps is the most intriguing aspect of the Anastasia enigma. Despite all our advancements, all our technology, the question remains: what became of the youngest Romanov daughter? Does the answer lie buried in some yet undiscovered piece of evidence, or is it forever lost in the mists of time? As we continue to search, the mystery of Anastasia Romanov endures, a testament to the enduring allure of a tale that captivates us still. Over the years, several women have claimed to be the lost princess. Among these claimants, a few stood out, their stories so compelling they almost swayed the skeptics. One such woman was Anna Anderson. Born in Poland, Anderson surfaced in the early 1920s in Berlin, claiming she was Anastasia Romanov. Her detailed knowledge of the Romanov family's private life and her striking resemblance to Anastasia made her claim hard to dismiss. For over 6 decades, she fought to prove her identity, her story captivating the world and sparking a heated debate that would last for years. Yet, Anderson was not the only one. Eugenia Smith, Nadezhda Vasilyeva, and several others also claimed to be Anastasia. Each woman wove a riveting tale of survival, of narrow escapes and new identities. Their stories, full of hope and desperation, tugged at the heartstrings, and many wanted to believe them. After all, who wouldn't want to believe in a miracle? But these claims took a toll, especially on the surviving Romanovs. The descendants of the Russian royal family, already burdened by the tragic loss, had to grapple with these women's claims. Each new claimant brought fresh heartache, a cruel reminder of their lost relatives. The relatives had to endure trial after trial, their family's name dragged through the mud as they sought to protect their heritage. The stories of these claimants, their lives marked by struggle and controversy, added a new layer to the mystery of Anastasia. They embodied the world's fascination with the lost princess, their claims a testament to the enduring allure of the Romanovs. But they also represented the human cost of this obsession, the emotional toll it took on those left behind. Despite the compelling stories, the question remained: was Anastasia among them? As we delve further into the mystery, we'll explore the scientific breakthroughs that promise to finally reveal the truth about Anastasia's fate. But for now, let's take a moment to reflect on the lives of these women, their stories a poignant reminder of our enduring fascination with the Romanovs and the human desire for resolution in the face of unresolved tragedies. The mystery of Anastasia Romanov continues to captivate us. The youngest daughter of Tsar Nicholas II has become a symbol of the enduring human desire for hope and resolution in the face of unending tragedies. Her story, woven with threads of fact and fiction, historical memory and collective imagination, challenges us to reflect on the nature of identity and the power of narrative. Anastasia's tale reminds us of the lavish opulence of a bygone era, the chaos of revolution, and the brutality of a family's downfall. Yet, it also echoes with whispers of escape and survival, fueling decades of speculation, investigation, and imposter claims. Each twist in the tale adds another layer to the enigma, another facet to our understanding. The scientific pursuits to unravel her fate underscore our relentless quest for truth. From diary entries to DNA analysis, we've sought concrete evidence to anchor the ephemeral strands of her story. Yet, even in the face of scientific findings, the allure of mystery persists. The numerous women who claimed to be Anastasia, most notably Anna Anderson, highlight our fascination with the idea of survival against all odds. They embody the human yearning for fairy tale endings amidst the brutal reality of history. In the end, perhaps the true mystery of Anastasia Romanov lies not in her fate, but in our enduring fascination with her story. As we continue to grapple with the enigma, we are not just exploring history but also reflecting on our own hopes, fears, and the narratives we choose to believe.